I have a couple things on the agenda for today. We're gonna go through these things that I just got. And as always, I have a quick little message that I think just applies to people life-wise, and that I think people should hear, that I don't hear people speaking on often. So let's get into it. Firstly, I just want to say I got my first prescription today. Yay! Don't ask me what it's for. It's really not. It's vitamin D. She said, your vitamin D is really low. I'm like, that's insane. And then she told me that we get vitamin D from the sun. Girl, I know. I'm out in the sun all... She's like, you need to go outside. I'm outside all day, every day. Maybe there's another problem, but being outside... Anyways, yeah. So, the thing that I wanted to talk about... I also love... You know what I should do? I should do a spot patch review. Because I have bought so many of these and I've literally made it my mission to try all the popular ones on the market and some unpopular ones. So I got this for the first time last time. And you might think, oh, how is this your first time? These are so popular. I know, I've just been busy trying other ones. This time I got the Rail Retinoid one. I've used all of their products except for this one. And then I'm returning to these Panox ones. I've had these before and I like them. So anyways, what I wanted to say, the title of the message, The Burden of Education. You know how you're in court, I don't know if you guys go to court, but they're like the burden of proof for the prosecution, you know? You have a burden of education. What I really want to say is, I'm gonna lay it out right now. If you are old enough to identify, or if you are able to identify what you haven't been taught thus far, that means the burden of learning it is officially on you. If you're able to look back on your high school experience and you're like, oh, they didn't teach me taxes, they didn't teach me insurance, they didn't teach me whatever I needed for college or life, that means TikTok, it's officially your problem now. It's officially your fault if you don't know it by now. Even if there are any school-aged children, like high schoolers or middle schoolers that are ever watching this, and you say, oh, I don't know why I even go to school because they're not teaching me the things that I need to know for real life. Congratulations, you're officially old enough to start teaching it for yourself or advocating to learn it in your school. If you can clearly say, if you can identify problems in life, that means it's officially on you to go tackle it. And this applies to everything. If you are able to, especially people who say, oh, I don't care about politics, but then you go and complain about taxes. You go and complain about the president. You go and complain about crime rising in your neighborhood. Congratulations, that means it's officially your problem now. So I'm never blaming, like, kids who don't know better, or adults, even adults who don't know better. What you don't know, you don't know. But once you start being able to identify things, that means it's time to tackle the problem. You have university kids saying the reason they're behind in life is because they weren't taught taxes in high school. It's been 5 years since high school. Okay? And a lot of them are complaining about it now, but they realized it while they were still in high school. So that means you identified the problem 5 years ago, and now you're still dealing with the same problem. That's a skill issue. If you identified a problem 5 years ago that you can easily teach yourself, you're the problem. Yes. This is not saying that education should not be reformed in the United States. It definitely needs to be. This is not saying that schools shouldn't teach this information. It is just saying at some point you have to take accountability for yourself in your life. If you are still blaming people that you met when you were 16 for your lack of knowledge, grow up, okay? Oh, some of this education isn't accessible to people. Otherwise, if they don't learn it in school, WikiHow is free. There are several. I know you guys have seen the TurboTax commercials. And you might say, oh, well, they technically have fees. Well, technically, a lot of them don't. I promise you, if you are a 16-year-old or a 20-year-old and the only job you've ever had is Chick-fil-A or working for someone else as like a waitress or fast food or retail, you probably don't have, honestly, a lot of things going on in your taxes to where you wouldn't be able to get free TurboTax help, okay? Respectfully, most of you are not balling enough to need to hire some grand person to do your taxes or to take a whole course on doing your taxes, okay? If you have a retail entry-level job and that's all you've ever done and you're around my age or younger, go to WikiHow, go to TurboTax. You don't even have to have TurboTax do your taxes. They will just tell you how to do. They also have guides, free guides, okay? And at this point, social media era, 1,001 accounts teaching you and blogs how to do your taxes, okay? How to do your insurance. I just did the Egypt on the Potomac tour by Dr. Anthony Browder, where he explains these hidden truths. He uncovers them for lay people who haven't had the time to do the research into how much information has been stolen by ancient African societies and has been implemented without due credit in the United States society. He leads tours on that, and I went to one. And one of the first things, it's all us, by the way. When I say us, it was all Black people of all walks of life. And you had some who were really receptive and were just like, wow, this is great. And then you had others who the first instinct they had being presented with all this information is, wow, they don't teach you this in schools. And they're absolutely right. There's a lot of crucial information that we are not being taught in schools. However, in this day and age, it's not hidden any longer. I give the boomers and the older folks a pass because when they were in school, they were literally still, not that we are not experiencing oppression now, but they were having a heavy hand put on them back in the day. They were physically barred from pursuing education. And we still have physical barriers. We still have systemic barriers. We still have psychological barriers. But if you're a person who's watching this video right now, the demographic that I'm most likely speaking to, you have access to a phone, a laptop. If you've identified something that you wish you had learned more about, it is your time to shine. I'm not a ChatGPT advocate, but because so many of you love to use it, ChatGPT, it's not going to give you all the correct information. It's not going to give you all the information there is to get, but it'll get you somewhere. Wikipedia. If you think there is something that you haven't learned in school, like you scroll on social media and you're learning about genocides that they didn't teach you in school, and you're like, oh wow, they really should have taught me in school. Now go Google it. Now go research it. If you're being presented with all this new information as an adult, and all you can say is, man, they shouldn't have kept that from me. They should have taught me that. You're the problem. And obviously, if it doesn't, the saying goes, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. If you've learned of something as an adult that you wish you had known and you went and did something about it, you went and educated yourself, obviously this video is not for you. This video is for the people who haven't realized the burden of education is on yourself. I doubt it, but if there are parents watching this, education starts at home. Yes, the school should be doing a better job. Yes, the teachers should be doing a better job. We have racist, prejudiced teachers. We have teachers who just would never think to take it out of their day to right curriculum to teach some of these life skills. But education starts at home. You have to want to educate your child. And as a child, don't think that just because education starts at home, don't think that the burden of education is only on your parent or only on your teacher. If you are a child or a teenager who is able to watch this video right now, if you're a university student who is able to watch this video right now, if you're an adult able to watch this video right now, that means you are old enough to educate yourself. You should want to be educating yourself. And maybe you're wondering where this video comes from. It comes from seeing adult people every day complaining about what they wish they would have been taught and do nothing about it. Most people have the time. If you want to be educated, that's one of the most supreme aspects of the universe, right? Education. Yet you want to play the game, okay? Yet you want to do some other leisure activity. We deserve leisure. All that we go through, yes, we deserve leisure time. But at a certain point, do you want to, be on the couch for 5 hours doing nothing, watching Squid Game? I'm watching the new season of Squid Game, but I'm not complaining about what I don't know because someone didn't bother to teach it to me, okay? That's the point. If you, honest to God, want to know something, but you won't ever take the time to educate yourself, no, you don't. You don't want to know it. And it's not anybody else's fault. It is not the system's fault that you don't want to learn more. It is a totally different conversation. If you want to know more and you've exhausted your resources, you don't know where to start, you're being systemically kept down, that's a whole different issue. And that's not one that I'm addressing in this video. Maybe it is something that I can address later. But this is speaking to people who have the time, people who have the privilege. So many people have the privilege to educate themselves, yet choose to waste it. So the burden of education, the point of this video, the burden of education is on you. If you can identify the problem, it is now on you to change it. Now, you don't have to address every problem in your life. I can address 1.5 million socio-political problems right now. I, frankly, am not going to go on the front lines right now. That's not the path that I'm on right now. But you won't catch me saying that it's anybody else's fault, that I don't know about it. That's on me. And there are small ways I can contribute to these large problems. But I take control of what I can take control of. I said, I think there's more that I should know about my history and how this country, my country, has exploited my people. So guess what? I booked myself that tour. I went and found someone who could educate me on it, and I went to them. If I wanted to educate myself on Israel-Iran right now, I'll Google it. I don't know how to do my taxes. Honestly, I don't. I've not had a need to. I filled out a tax form for practice and career exploration one time, but no one ever taught me how to do my taxes. So what I can do is I have 3 options actually. I don't know how to do my taxes, so I can educate myself now, so when the time comes, I'll know. Or identify resources that I can use in the future. Or 2, I can wait till I get to the very last second that I need to learn and then go through the hassle then. Or 3rd option, I can keep complaining that my high school never taught me taxes and then just never learn. And then when I do my taxes wrong, blame the system. Those are my 3 options. So, on that note, there's only so many times I can beat a dead horse in 20 minutes. So the other thing I got, Boom Buzz. I've been wanting to get these for forever. I get the invisible lift stuff. I don't need a whole 2 cup sizes. I really don't. This is the sticky bra. I still have to have practice doing the part, but it's unclasped right now, but it clasps. I wore it last night, and it served its purpose, but it won't work if this is really low. because it goes pretty wide, so it'll peep out there. And then I got the invisible lift inserts because, like, again, I'm a proud AA cup girly, so I got the invisible lift inserts. And again, it's one where you go like, boop, and it gives you a little subtle, like, your boobs, but better. Sorry for any whiplash for the conversation topics that were going on. I just really wanted to show you guys because hopefully as I make more videos, I'll have more people start to say, hey, maybe you should talk about this. Or I know a lot of times I'm on YouTube to find people that have used products that I'm looking at possibly purchasing. So that's why a lot of times in my videos you'll see me do a quick touch up or use a product and not really speak on it. But I'm just, anyone who's watching these, I just like to throw these out here. Obviously not getting sponsored, but like at least now you know, like if you're a girl who, or whoever who looks like me and you're wondering about buying Boombas and you were watching this video, you can say, oh, she's got them. And then you can ask me to do a video on how I like them. So that's why I just like to throw out the products that I try and like to use in these videos. I won't talk about them if no one wants me to talk about them, but I talk about a lot of stuff that literally no one is asking for. But if you are watching this and you are curious about like any popular products that are on the market that pertain to like locks, I'm wearing all Madewell right now. This necklace is Majori. Any of these facial products, any of deodorant, baby oil, if you have questions about anything that's like skincare, body care, wearing makeup, wearing NARS today, I would love for you to ask because I love talking about it. So yeah, I said a lot. I didn't even anticipate. I literally have Chipotle waiting for me. Here's the whole bit. So yeah, I just wanted to say, hold your hand or not. I really don't think anyone should be. I'll pray for you. The burden of education is on you. If you can identify the problem, that means you're able to tackle the problem in some way, shape, or form. You might not be able to solve it right away, but once you're cognizant of something, once it's in your consciousness, it is now your responsibility. A fourth grader probably hasn't realized that they need taxes. That's what a lot of the problem is too. A lot of people don't realize, even above fourth grade, a lot of 18-year-olds just haven't been introduced to the concept of some of these things. So they, again, you don't know what you don't know. So those people, I'm not criticizing. I'm criticizing, yes, I'm judging the ones who would rather complain about what they don't know instead of taking action, taking steps to problem solve. You don't know what you don't know. Alleviate yourself from that. You don't got to worry about that. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It could be systemic. It could be all these things. Fine. But if you can acknowledge the problem, if you're old enough, if you're wise enough to say, hey, there's a lack. I'm lacking something. A piece of knowledge that I should have learned by now, and unfortunately no one told me. It's me going to Wikipedia. It's you going to the nearest bookstore. It's you going to ask your friend or your mother or your mother's friend or your friend's mother or a school counselor. It's your time. Or a coworker or a supervisor. It is your time. It's on you, okay? I just want you to know, some people need to know, if anyone thought they were going to come around me and complain about, oh man, school's a scam because they didn't teach me taxes or insurance, you can't come around me saying that. Because I don't relate, I don't sympathize. Yes, education system needs to be reformed, and it's under threat right now. I'm not debating that. Don't hop at me complaining about that. I know. The point is, at some point, you have to take accountability for your own life, and that's all I have to say. Pat McGrath, Morphe Clear Drip Glass, NARS Complexion, Pat McGrath Blush, MAC Powder, Clinique Mascara, which I don't recommend, Morphe Eyebrow Pencil, and NYX Glue in black. I think that's it. Yeah. Measuring, Madewell. Madewell. You see the guns? Ooh. Got these at TJ Maxx. Yeah. Hair. Who does my locks? I'm gonna make a video about her, actually. Melissa Brox in Brooklyn, New York. Yeah. I curled this myself like 2 weeks ago, so this is just like loose little curls, waves that are still left. But yeah. So if you ever want to talk about locks, thanks.